Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters guest, what makes a noble profession? Farmer. A school teacher. A doctor or a nurse. Police officer. Soldier. Various Google searches indicate that these are some of the most noble professions available. But what about your profession, my profession? Have you ever wondered, is there anything in my profession just that makes it just a slight bit noble? That there's a positive impact on humanity? I've been at SAS for 9 years, a great place to work. But there have definitely been days where I've wondered, what is all this day-to-day, this hustle and bustle? What's the impact? What's the value? What's the meaning? Have you asked yourself that question about your work? It can kind of get you down if you don't really get an answer, right? I'm going to take SAS as an example here. SAS, at the heart of who we are, we develop software and sell software. Doesn't really seem like a whole lot of value there. But if you look at, dig a little bit deeper and look at how our customers use the technology, you begin to see how SaaS software is helping humanity. So I'm going to share 2 stories of how SaaS is used by customers, and then I'm going to wrap up. The first story, the date is March 5th, 2008. The name, Eve Carson. Does that name ring a bell? Former UNC student body president. She was kidnapped that morning and murdered around 5 a.m. Now the 2 gentlemen, I say gentlemen loosely, that kidnapped her were both on parole. Both had been convicted of felonies already, multiple arrests. One of the gentlemen was convicted of a felony in 2005 and put on parole, and again arrested in 2007 and put on parole again. However, that 2007 arrest violated his 2005 parole. Just 2 days before Eve's death, he was in a Wake County courthouse for a parole hearing. How did he get out? How did we not connect the dots that this guy had committed 2 felonies, had hit or missed his parole, had violated his parole, had gone to the courthouse for a parole hearing, and was still not incarcerated? How did we miss the dots? If you begin to piece the parts together, you start to see that our criminal justice system in North Carolina stores data in multiple systems. If you're a police officer, you have a system. If you're a courthouse, you have a separate system. There's multiple systems. They're not tied together though. There's no single view of a criminal's record, where they've been in court, how they've been incarcerated. This is one area that really SAS has made a hallmark: data management, data quality. So we were invited to help North Carolina pull together the data pieces. And we've created a system called CJ Leads. Now this system is now used by over 26,000 criminal justice professionals in North Carolina. The police officers, the courts, parole officers can now log into this web-based system real time and view a criminal's entire record. A full profile, a single view. I'm going to give you a couple examples of why that's beneficial. Imagine, these are true stories, imagine a police officer pulls over a car of individuals, routine stop. The individual he starts to question gives an alias, but he doesn't know it's an alias. So he goes back into CJ Leads in his car, puts in the alias. He finds that this person is actually a different name, their real name, that they have multiple warrants for their arrest. Not only that, he starts to question 3 other individuals. They also have warrants for their arrest. So in this one routine stop, he's able to quickly get to the information and arrest 4 individuals that should be behind bars. Another example is officers use CJ leads to track down fugitives. In one example, a fugitive actually has a court date scheduled and shows up. Well, because of CJ leads, the officers were there waiting for him and arrested him on the spot. Great value, things that make me really proud of my work at SAS. They invigorate my day-to-day activity, that there's benefit outside of what I see on a day-to-day basis. The second instance of a customer is with the Wake County EMS. Thank you. Wake County EMS is using SAS analytics to begin to dive through some of their cardiac arrest patient information. There's a 30-year-old standard that says you should not give chest compressions for someone that's having cardiac arrest any longer than 30 minutes because there's risk of brain damage. Well, Wake County EMS is now using SAS technology to find these hidden gems within the data that are telling us otherwise. That there's factors, there's heart rhythms that say it's better to continue those prolonged compressions. I don't know about you guys, but if I have a heart issue, I want the EMS prepared and ready to give me an optimal chance to come back. So two great examples of how SAS is being used to help humanity. What about you and your company? How do you feel day to day about your activity? Is there nobility in what you do? Can you tie it to something? I'm going to give you a pre-oration. Begin to examine your company. Examine your customers. What do they do with your service and your products that benefits humanity? Store that in your back pocket. So if you have a down day, when you have a down day, you can pull it out and reinvigorate your attitude toward work. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, yes, thank you.